me to think outside the box or look from someone else's perspective.
I'm sure I'm going to solve my next problem differently because of that experience of solving one problem, and you take that with you next time.
I really like that idea of exposing myself into a different way of learning and thinking.
It's not like a systematic start to finish approach. You've always got the option to go back and go, well, you know what, that's really not going to work that much.
I tend to think I'm a bit too perfectionist in some senses. I'm a bit scared to try things in case they fail. This has sort of changed my thinking about that for certain.
Hi, my name's Liam Moylan.
Hi, I'm Ard.
So my name's Cameron.
I'm Louisa. I'm Amelia. So my name is Yvonne Anastas.
U.lab.
Why did I come here?
Expand the way I think, and then you just go around one card.
It'd be a good opportunity to try something different.
Oh, like holograms?
Yeah, holograms.
That would be him.
Got an email.
Discovering new things. I consider myself a creative person. Couldn't we then do it almost like the phone and the tablet together? It would be a good experience.
Doing something outside of our comfort zone.
And then that slides into that little slot.
I'm studying mechanical engineering.
Bachelor of Accounting.
Master of Architecture.
IT, Information Technology.
Bachelor of Construction Project Management.
Bachelor of Accounting in Business.
I don't know what we're doing.
And get a free lunch.
Creative Minds is a series of workshops that aim to stimulate creative thinking and problem solving,
where we use design thinking methodology to tackle pressing issues in our city and globally.
A mindset or a set of mindsets, a set of tools and a set of processes to help unlock creative thinking.
Looking at your ability to be able to actually think and be creative.
It made me step out of my usual skin and think in a different manner.
Collaboratively determine some type of outcome or a business concept or a social movement or a campaign.
So, user is everyone. You can customize, you can have any background you want on it.
Hi everyone, I'm Bob. I'm in my mid-20s. I go to uni at UTS or any other uni in the city.
Design thinking is about going straight to the problem. Figuring out who the users are in that environment.
If you just had skinny jeans, I don't know how you'd pay someone.
Working backwards, if you like, through those steps of analysis and research, and then again delivering a solution. So it's a reverse of the normal process that we use in business.
So often we give them a short amount of time to turn out and produce things. The space is enormous. It's a sort of an old industrial warehouse, very high ceilings, raw brick. You don't feel that it's delicate and that you might break something or you might dirty something. So it really helps loosen up your creativity, and it gives students a really fantastic sense of ownership of the space. We gave them a whole lot of partly made furniture and partly made systems that were really rough around the edges, and we said to them, we want you to design your space as you go, as a continuous exercise. It helps you set up your creativity, helps your collaboration, helps you display your ideas around you as you're going.
And being in a space that's not structured like a traditional classroom opens students up immediately into feeling as if they're able to do something different than sit and absorb information, which is the traditional model. The feel of it as well was to build the energy and to excite and engage students in their learning.
And I'm really interested to see what we're actually going to come up with to meet our brief that we've created.
Could the card... Yeah, sorry, I'm stealing your idea.
They were given the wallet exercise, which was their warm-up to redesign a wallet. And the idea being that a wallet is something they're all familiar with, but I guess what we were hoping they would do was to think outside the physical shape of what a wallet is and to think about the purpose of what a wallet is and to reframe the problem.
So, user is everyone. Everyone who's got disposable income. You can customize, you can have any background you want on it.
And you press the MasterCard button and it changes, the picture changes into a MasterCard.
It's functional, it doesn't look good. It'd be plastic or something useless.
That's pretty much what I had in mind to begin with. Just one card, so I don't have to worry about what I have in my wallet or not. I just have one card, does it all.
You can have the book, like
like you had it in there.
Yeah.
So you can actually put like maybe a flat phone in there, and that could be the screen as well.
Weeks time.
Were you worried about expectations of what people from different faculties might have been able to produce that you may not have been able to produce?
A couple of the groups, when they were doing the wallet exercise, came to the conclusion that they actually didn't really want a wallet at all.
So it's your ID, FPOS card, your credit cards, all combined into one?
So I thought that the new wallet of this century would be the iPhone cover. So the cover of your phone would be the new wallet.
My wallet was based off more the man style wallet.
Also, for security purposes, it's got a thumbprint reader.
I feel like now it's just like, oh no, like I have to be doing something.
I don't really want a wallet, and people carry their wallets and their keys out of necessity, but people are quite excited to carry around their latest new smartphone.
And that you could free roam as well was good, even though I didn't do all that much.
After the wallet exercise was when we introduced the students to the No Impact Man documentary. Primary focus of what they worked on over the 3 out of the 4 sessions was a problem in reducing waste.
It's a 1-year experiment.
Right.
And it's extreme. No soda cans, no water in plastic bottles. Don't buy new products. Canceling our magazine and newspaper subscriptions. No throwaway plastic razors. No airplanes, no subways, no taxis, no elevators. Is it possible to have a good life without wasting so much?
I'm worried that I'm not going to be able to do it. They're going to take the TV away.
We got students to go right into the emphasized phase of the design thinking methodology, and we sent them out of the warehouse to study how people actually deal with sustainable consumption.
And I think what really worked well was the No Impact Man video.
So over the following 3 sessions, we took them through different stages of a design thinking process where they had to go out and talk to users, empathise, come back and come up with a point of view and a statement of the problem.
That's what I say, because Bondi is not too far from the city. It's easy to get into the city by public transport.
The thing is not just the way the clothes I wear or the way I look, but the things I do.
Privacy is obviously something that is attractive and appealing to someone, and the problem with Bob is that being environmentally friendly isn't attractive or appealing enough to him.
Problem.
Everyday Bob was a persona that one of our groups came up with. Their idea of Bob is that he was someone who is willing to be environmentally friendly.
I never thought about taking a bike. It never has really occurred to me. What's really important to me is looking sexy.
Our person is called Everyday Bob, and he wants to be green, but so he does sort of, in one sort of abstract way, care about the environment, but he doesn't want to make any sacrifices in terms of his own comfort. So I guess kind of Bob comes first, but he also cares about the environment.
One person suggested that they purchase the green shopping bags, but don't use them all that often because they tend to forget them at home or in the car. So a lot of people are definitely aware of the issue, but when it comes to their choices, it's usually driven for economic factors.
He was an amalgamation of a number of people that our students met when they spoke, and I think Bob, there was reasonable similarities between Bob and real people. People that I know resemble Bob.
Proud Shazza. As you can tell, she's a...
Shazza was a woman from Adelaide, and she was visiting Sydney with her 2 young kids. And Shazza lives a semi-rural lifestyle as best as I could understand. I wasn't quite sure if she had a small farm or if she just had a large vegetable patch out the back.
When she comes to the city, she's very unfamiliar and she needs some kind of guide. Being someone who lives in the country, she's not familiar with this kind of place. She doesn't know if they're safe, if they're good. She might be a bit sceptical. So it's not really your choice that you're going to KFC.
No, it's really because it's the only brand I know and my kids like KFC, but honestly I don't think it's very healthy.
Shazza was saying one thing and yet she was doing another, so she was definitely contradictory.
I would have liked to maybe delve a bit more and find out a bit more about Everyday Bob, and I'm not sure if we got to talk to enough Everyday Bobs.
The people that I spoke to wasn't too bad because I could empathise with each one of their responses.
And sympathise with like different aspects of it. Sure, maybe you wouldn't go that extreme, but you understand why they do it because you come from the same point of view, and it's just a matter of how far can you go, how far can you push.
Students were frustrated about not having enough time
I think that we needed to just get to know each other, and it took a bit of time, and it's just a pity that it was at the time of a brainstorming, but look, it's at the end of the day, it's fine.
Prototyping is about getting the ideas out of your head into the physical world.
Generate ideas for possible solutions, and then to try and build a solution, prototype a solution, and then go out and test their prototype with users and see what the people out in the real world thought about the prototypes that they'd built.
But you actually want to show them something. So if it's an arrow, you've got to draw it on the ground and show them and say, would you follow this arrow?
The healthy food sign was a dual concept. One part of it was the actual signage, which would go onto footpaths, such as around Central Station, where you have a lot of tourists coming. The add-on product to that was an application which they could download on their phone, which would give them then a bit of a review of that restaurant as rated by other users, but also as rated against a host of factors.
So we'll begin to frame the problem and then break it apart again, explode it as much as possible, and begin to ideate as many solutions. And then we'll work through and develop and iterate and prototype those.
We ask students to come with prototypes and brainstorm the ideas in a very short amount of time.
What we've got is a very kind of integrated, streamlined service. So you walk, when you get to the reception, you can order a coffee, so it's ready for you when you get out of the shower. Quite fast, convenient, a lot of fun.
I think it's extremely frightening for students who aren't used to making things at all except documents. Predominantly they produce documents or spreadsheets. So even being confronted with a bunch of pipe cleaners and being asked to construct a house is a big challenge.
Testing is important, and testing means that we send students out of the warehouse again to talk to users and to trial their solutions.
To get feedback on the effectiveness of their prototype, whether people were interested, whether they would actually use it.
So our idea is what we call a shower palace. It's a facility.
A palace. That's the key as well. It's not just. It's not just. It's not a dirty gym shower. It's like a palace.
I think having more storage for my bike would be really insane. Yes. I don't know if I would always use showers.
It would encourage people to ride their bikes. I think if you have a long bike ride and it's really hot, then I think it's a good offer to going like paying like $1. I don't know how much.
Because
I'd pay $5.
$5. That's pretty good.
Sounds awesome. $15 to $20 probably.
I think one of the strengths with the Creative Minds workshop is everybody was working with someone from a different discipline. So it wasn't really that anyone was singled out or felt special, or was able to group together with other people from their discipline to form a block. And really I think that was one of the learnings for our students, was how to work in groups with diverse people.
People get together with different discipline backgrounds, even different languages, the language of their various disciplines, and connect, even if it's informal. And we want to encourage our students to work across those boundaries right from the start. We begin that creative, interactive process right here.
Compulsory design thinking course.
Thanks guys, it was really good. It was nice meeting you.
It was just great to see how students with a business background, IT background, engineering, architecture, design and social sciences would mix so well and come up with incredible ideas.